You know, I love Christmas, but I miss my garden. I miss being able to go out there and look at all of its majesty, everything that I created. What can I do to kind of fill that void during that downtime? Today we're going to talk about that a little bit. What are things that you can do to help build on your garden during the downtime, and what are things you can do for yourself to kind of cope with that? Stay tuned. Hi guys, and welcome to Fleetwood Patch. My name is Jeremy. If this is your first time on the channel, thank you so much. I appreciate you stopping by. You can reach us at our email at fleetwoodpatch@gmail.com, as well as our Instagram and Facebook, which is Fleetwood Patch. Again, I appreciate you stopping by. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Boy, it was absolutely life-changing for this channel. I want to give out two shout outs for a couple people. I think we're going to start doing each segment. We're going to start off with a little bit of gratitude about thankfulness or someone to thank. I just think it's a great way to kind of start your day off. And so with that, first and foremost, I want to thank Jess and Maya at Roots and Refuge Farm. Now, if you follow YouTube channels and you like gardening and you like the homesteading and things like that, and you haven't seen their channel, you're probably living under a rock. So they've been around many years, very successful channel. And believe it or not, of all people, they saw my previous video, which was gardening and COVID round 2. I'm pretty sure that's probably why a lot of you are here and subscribed at this point, because they actually mentioned me. And holy cow, boy, things got really busy on my page, which I am so extremely thankful for. I think it is awesome, and I think it says a lot about somebody who's kind of considered the top dogs in this field. For this particular type of channel, and to give a shout out like that to the little guy. And I mean, let's face it, I am starting off as the little guy. I want to grow to be a big guy. Unfortunately, that's kind of caught up with me, but I'm talking about the channel. So, but I thought that was huge. They actually gave a shout out on their live feed last night, which was huge. I cannot tell you how much I appreciated that, and how much I appreciate all of you coming to this channel, subscribing, and checking it out. So thank you to them. Second, I want to thank Farmstead Smith. Check out their channel if you haven't already, Farmstead Smith. I like what Adrienne does with her channel. She's a great gal. She's very informative. She's hilarious. And she's one of those people that also kind of helps new channels out in building, and she's been very helpful with our channel on that. So, Adrienne, thank you. I appreciate it so much. Okay, let's get into today's topic. So what I wanted to talk about today is coming up with a game plan, basically, for your garden coming up in the spring. Right now, we're approaching Christmas. Pretty much everybody right now is pretty much done growing outside. Oh! So I kind of wanted to go over, let's talk about game plans as far as what we can do, things that we can talk about for planning that garden for next year. So for me, what I wanted to do was work on building the soil. I think there's been, we've had pretty good luck with the soil we've had, but I think there's definitely room for improvement. And I think one of the big things that encouraged me to really build on that was going to Ahava Farm. And if you guys look back on the videos, you can kind of check that out. Quite a system they got there, guys, and it is 100% organic, no fertilizer, no chemical pesticides, just straight Mother Earth. And man, who doesn't want that, right? So what I started doing is adding more organic material into the garden beds. We actually picked up a few more, which is awesome. We saw it online, and they were basically getting rid of it, so we made them an offer and got a pretty great deal. I like it. But yep, we're going to go ahead and keep adding organic material throughout the winter, giving that a chance to break down. If you're wondering what that is in the center there, that kind of that whitish line, that is bedding from the chicken coop. That also contains some chicken poo in it, which is phenomenal for your crops for next year. Get this stuff in now. You give it a chance to break down. You know, it's December, and pretty much our gardening season doesn't start till about May, pretty much around this area. So give it a chance to break down and really start building that lush soil. Another thing that you can do, this, you can't tell by looking at it now, but what it was a big sandy dry loam with weeds all around it. So what we ended up doing was putting down some cardboard to block that weed, do like a weed barrier. And what this is, guys, this is sawdust and horse manure. How about that? So what we did was we went online and you know, we were looking for people that had stables, and were basically trying to get rid of this stuff because they had more than they could handle. And we went in and said, hey, can we take some of this off your hands? They said absolutely. So we came in with a bunch of totes, and yeah, all of a sudden you get tons of fertilizer in here, which is great. So we're rebuilding this whole area, which I am super excited for. There's going to be a lot of mammoth sunflowers that are going to be here next spring. There's going to be corn in here. There's going to be butternut squash, or what do they call it? There's another one that we're doing this year where it's called a honey nut squash. Just a little bit smaller. They say it's a little bit more sweet of a taste. So I think this is going to help nourish that beautifully with very little fertilizer. And speaking of natural fertilizer, here's who helps us out with that. These girls right here. They are great at going through that soil and kind of tilling up that top layer, leaving their droppings behind, making it nice and rich when that breaks down. Plus, we get eggs out of it, which is an even bigger bonus, which I absolutely love. These girls are so relaxing to come out to. They're always happy to see you. Either that or they think you have treats, one of the two. I just kind of wanted to talk briefly about this. These are basically pallets, and eventually, somehow, this is going to be turned into a brand new chicken coop. Why? We plan on getting more chickens next spring, and right now, with the 6 we have, guess where they're all staying? And that little bitty thing right there. That's not going to work out when we get more, and we definitely want to get more because we enjoy them, and I think they're great for the garden. I think they're great. Gosh, who doesn't love fresh eggs, guys? Come on. I mean, once you start getting farm fresh eggs, you get spoiled. You'll never go back. So I think I'm going to do kind of a video that's going to show the process behind getting this built. Obviously, it's going to take a while. I am not the quickest builder in the world. I'm not the greatest builder in the world, but I definitely think this is something we can do. So guys, stay out in that garden. think about what you want to do come springtime. Start building on it. It's good to get out. It's really good to be out in the garden, especially this time of year where really we kind of miss our refuge. We miss our safe spot. We miss our spot that we go to forget about everything else that's going on and to unwind and to decompress. Definitely get out there. Another thing I want to encourage you to do, go outside and just kind of travel around and look at what nature has to offer. I think this time of year sometimes we get in that rut of being inside so much, and especially with COVID going on right now, it's kind of unavoidable. But try to get out whenever you can, see some nature. I think being outside for just a little bit really rejuvenates your soul and kind of helps you keep going, and gives you that little pep in your step. Even though the garden is dormant right now, we know it's not going to stay that way. And that's one of the greatest things I love about spring is it's that promise that life comes up again. To quote, what is it, Jurassic Park, life finds a way. And I've always loved spring for that reason. It's the promise that Jesus will return. It's the promise that those plants will start to grow again. It's the promise that there's always greener pastures coming up. So get outside, check out what the world has to offer. Again, not everything is stressful and bad in the world. Go out and see that good. If some of you were wondering where that was at, that is at Garden of the Gods. Again, that is in Colorado Springs, which is where we live. If you've never seen it before, I encourage you, if you're ever on vacation, you head out to Colorado, check it out. It is so peaceful there. So that is it for today, guys. Again, thank you all so much. I appreciate you dropping by, subscribing. If there's anything you'd like to see in the future, leave a comment down below there. I would love to hear from you. I try to reply as much as I possibly can. Again, thank you all so much. Okay. This is Jeremy with Fleetwood Patch saying, have a great day, guys. God bless.